This podcast is brought to you by lineupmedia.fm.
Welcome, Soulardians, and this is Marcus Boston.
I'm Cecil W. Adams.
And we want to thank you for listening to another episode of the Soulardians. And you can find me at Marcus Boston 314.
You can find me at Cecil W. Adams on all platforms.
You can pick up your merch, Soulardian merch, from buyjack.com/the Soulardians.
You can also go down and support Colorado Bob's Ship of Fools at 3457 Morganford Rd.
We would like to thank you and ask you to like, share, comment, and have your friend listen to the Soulardians. And we would like you to enjoy the show.
Peace.
We act like this a studio, this really just a trap.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Soulardians podcast, the Human Becoming podcast. And we together we are the Soulardians. I am Marcus Boston.
And I am Cecil W. Adams.
Hey guys, we back again. Where we at, C?
We at the studio.
Which one?
Lineup Media. Not the trap. Yeah.
This is like Wayne Manor, the upstairs part, then the back cave. We got a real crime
the back
fight.
cave went into the house.
This is Bruce Wayne.
We're over here feeling fancy. I'm not drinking while we're doing the podcast because I'm driving. I got to drive all the way back.
It makes only one of us.
Yeah, man. You guys enjoy it. Ladies and gentlemen, today we do have a guest on with us because last time we did not. This is the first guest from Lineup Media since we signed on with these fellas. This is our first one with the actual guest.
Yep.
He is, will you call yourself an entrepreneur?
I think technically that's what they would say.
I'm a hustler, baby.
There you go. He's a hustler.
I just want you to know.
He is the owner, CEO, COO, CFO, C whatever you want to call it, of Barrel Brands. And welcome, Jeremy Stanton.
Thank you.
Sorry.
He's supposed to have an applause.
Thank you very much. I'm not saying thank you again, dude.
No reason to. No reason to.
Thank you, Jeremy, for coming to our new home, our upstairs home.
Yeah, man, it's nice digs. Yeah. I don't know what your last place looked like this, but this is probably an upgrade, I'm guessing. Yeah. This is good.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, home is where the heart is, but yeah, this is way better.
Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah.
And yeah. So Jeremy, why don't you tell me a little bit about what you do and what you got going on, and then we'll get into the show.
Yeah, sure, man. So I'm a local guy here. I left for a little bit of time with the military and came back. Got married before I did. I've been married since 1995.
Oh my God!
That was before I graduated high school.
Oh, I was still in middle school
Sorry.
trying to buy some 95 Air Max, man. Okay.
I guess I should have prepared y'all.
No.
95, Tupac was still alive.
I mean, I read it. I read it on
Yeah.
your website, but I just didn't believe it.
Yeah, man. So I've been, my wife and I have been,
Happily married for 20.
you know what, man? I'm trying to come up with a new word that doesn't mean happy. It doesn't mean sad, but it's not complacent.
Right. Exactly.
And I'm only sort of joking because this shit's the hardest thing I've ever done. But yeah, and then we got two kids. We got a little girl and a little boy, and I'm a veteran. I'm a disabled veteran. I decided to do sort of make this whole thing, this craziness of mine, a real company into Barrel Brands. Basically to get out a lot of, I would say, bad energy.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's you need something to focus your attention on. Idle hands, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, and I'm pretty good at just enough bad shit. When nobody's around, I can get in trouble.
Yeah. I always find something, like if I'm sitting still, I'm like, I need to be doing something, man. I can only imagine.
Well, take that and couple that with like a very almost an obsessive compulsive disorder to do all of the things that you are doing as a what do I want to call it, a like a spur of the moment kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a real
spontaneous or compulsive.
Exactly. Compulsive. Thank
Yeah.
you. So you do compulsive things, and not only do you do them compulsive, but you do them in such a manner that it consumes you.
Yeah, man.
And it can destroy you financially, emotionally,
Yeah.
all of that.
Set it all ablaze.
So that is one Barrel Brands is one thing that I can put my energy into that doesn't destroy things.
That's
dope, man.
Yeah. That's and I think Marcus and I can both attest to this. Before we had started the Soulardians, man, we definitely basically our good times is going out and getting fucked up.
Yeah, but no reason.
Yeah,
now we put that same energy of success
right.
and survival into a proper position now. So we're still on the same shit. We're just doing it in public in a good way. Like we're doing it.
Well, nobody in 7 years is going to look back and be like, "Man, you guys remember that night we went out and you got none of that."
Right.
But this right here, what we're doing,
mm-hmm.
that's building something.
Yeah. That's all from the beginning. That's why when we started, there was so many people like, "Why are you guys doing this? Why are you doing it?" I don't know. Because we like doing it.
Makes you feel good.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. And then
this is my therapy to keep you from fucking y'all up.
Yeah.
Okay? I save my own self.
Right. Yeah. I'm saving myself.
I'm saving myself from fucking y'all up
from you guys.
Right.
And then and we just sticking with it, and consistency is what got us to this point. Within a year, we're here now.
Yeah.
And now we're just going to try to be the number one podcast on this network, and then.
Right on,
number one, we coming for you.
So
that's not it. Oh, that was my moment. Guys.
Have you where's the sound effects at today?
You chopping them down, baby. Yeah, baby. We coming up number one spot, baby.
So when did you start Barrel? It started out it was a different name when you started.
Yeah, it was Barrel Beard and Tattoo.
That's right.
And it was started initially, as a concept. Like years ago, like years before, like we never even made it an LLC in Illinois until October 2016. But way before then, I was making it and I was giving it away to friends whenever I was traveling abroad with the military or with the government or whatever hat I had on at the time. And dude, I was getting phone calls from people that were like, "Hey, somebody told me this was you. I want this," and hey, somebody told me, somebody told me.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, I'm on like Channel 5. Like right, like we were talking about earlier, like I'm on the news, and next I'm on Channel 2, and then I'm hearing them, I'm there, and man, it exploded, and not in a sense of like something goes.
I mean, it went from nothing to something where it's like you had to pay attention to it.
It went from nothing to like, wow, I guess we have to do this now. Like people really want this.
Well, we're in it now.
Yeah, and our grand opening ended up being coupled with a fundraiser for a young man that had passed away prematurely and left some children and a wife behind. And we decided that, hey, you know what? We are going to make a little bit of money tonight, but instead, let's just go ahead and give that money over to the family. Right. And that's how we started.
That's awesome.
So, when you start like that, I think that everybody realizes, oh, you're not fucking around.
Right. This is bigger than you guys. This is about the community that you serve. And help.
Right. I don't care if you bought something.
Right.
I care if you come back and we have good conversation.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. And that's what's funny is the bottle I showed you earlier, one of your early ones that I had, I actually used it whenever Evan did. Yeah, that's part of my tattoo. I used it on my instead of using the regular tattoo stuff, I used that oil. I just remember that. Oh, shit.
Yeah, they generally heal a little faster.
Yeah.
And I think I'd rather do that than a petroleum product all day.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and then I was using some of the all natural made from seeds and all that stuff. It was great, but then the person just stopped doing it. So I was like, oh. All right. Well, shit. And especially being on the inside of the arm like this. Oh my God, this shit hurts so bad. Like when he was doing it, especially when you got up around the armpit and down here by the elbow. And then I was like, man, shit's burning. So I was like, oh, and I was like, oh, beer, barrel, and tattoo. I think on the label of that one, it does say all three names on it.
Barrel, beer, and tattoo. Yeah. You've got actually an older label that we only continue to use on that one specific expression.
You got a limited edition.
There's something about the way that bottle looks. And it's the darkness and it's the cabin and it's like these darker, heavier expressions.
Yeah.
So very fall, very winter, but that's OG stuff right there, man.
Like this is
like a leathery feel.
It's the special occasion bottle. Right. Like seriously, I got some other stuff that I use, But like when I'm
That does
when I'm
look
doing
good.
something fancy, that's when I'll bust that out.
I'm trying to show off
Cabin
on
fresh.
Well, that's what we were gonna call it. We were gonna call it fancy ass fancy pants. But
Oh, that's funny.
That's good shit. That is funny. That's
yeah.
the squeeze.
Yeah, man. We actually have another small event coming up at the cabin right here in Glen Carbon. That's where we release the cabin product every year.
I got you.
It's
Okay.
pretty cool. So
Oh, that's dope.
yeah. Yeah. So anyway, so I left my career with the government, federal government, a few years back, and I said, okay.
Are you just
that's
doing
it.
focused on the brand right
It's
now?
just Barrel Brands is
Yeah,
it, man.
that's
Yeah,
awesome,
that's it. It's really, really nice. My wife is in the dental world, so she works a few days a week. Kids
Dental
go to school.
hygienist.
Yeah.
That's
Kids go to school, and that's my time to first hour or so is dedicated to figuring out who I'm going to be that day. What do I have in like?
Right.
And then,
I like for me, it's when I wake up, I need to get what I need to get done for the day done by noon. I get everything I need to get done for the day by noon because afternoon I don't know where I'm going to be at.
that's good. That's good. That would be good advice for a lot of people because so many people drag things out until the very end of the day, and then you don't even feel like you got anything done.
Right.
You're just like exhausted.
And it all changed for me. It's been over a year now. All I did was start making my bed when I wake up.
Mm-hmm.
And then all that little shit I wanted to get done for the day just started falling in place.
Is that something you just recently started doing?
About a year and a half ago, I started listening to a guy named Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, I know. Jordan.
And I listened to a lot of his stuff. He just checked into rehab, by the way.
Yeah, he did. A lot of people are talking about that.
But he was having anxiety. His wife was dying, so he was having anxiety. So they gave him medication, and he realized that he couldn't get off the medication, so he went to rehab.
Yeah, he did the right thing.
Yeah. He played it smart.
Yeah, he sure did.
I mean, how many people? They'll talk way more shit if you're addicted to pills than if you go into rehab because, hey, man, I took these pills because my wife was going through this. I had anxiety. They gave me anxiety medication.
Yeah.
I couldn't get off of it, so I went to rehab.
Hey, what about a bottle of booze underneath the bathroom sink?
Right.
Mom's not doing
Check
well.
mouthwash.
Yeah, man.
The damn car seat.
Right?
Right. Now that's now we're really talking some smoke now.
Getting dark.
Sorry, guys.
It's dark, man.
Did you say a bottle of booze under the car seat?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't know where it came from.
Do you remember I think it was on Cops one time where the lady had the drugs in the car seat underneath the baby was like the drugs underneath so they wouldn't check it.
Damn, well, a cold world out here.
Right.
See, the trick is you train that kid how to, number two on command. That cop's not going to put his hand down
wait,
there.
do you remember 3 Men and a Baby, the movie?
Yeah.
You remember they had to hide the drugs, so he cut the baby's diaper and put the bottles in there, and he's like, oh, let me hold the baby. And he's like, and he's like, oh, feels like somebody went number 2.
Yeah,
man. Yep.
For all you younger people,
it's
a movie with
all the time.
Was it Tom Selleck and
God, was Woody Harrelson in that?
No.
Woody?
That was Woody was still on Cheers then, I think.
Ted Danson.
That's right.
Oh,
why did I pull that out? Why did they
Well,
come out of my mind?
Well
my Wi-Fi keeps going in and out. I don't know. I would have looked at it.
Oh man,
That
yeah.
sucks.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Microsoft
Wow.
or whatever. Whoever.
Tom Selleck, Steve Gutenberg,
God, I
Ted
haven't heard his name
Danson,
in
Nancy
years.
Travis. What? That was a hell of a
Steve
lineup.
Gutenberg, dude, he was from Police Academy.
Yeah.
He was the do nothing cop.
the main guy from. That's. I mean, you're talking about apex of the beginning of your career.
Wow.
Like that's back when you do a part like that, you're not getting another part. Well, they did 2 of the.
They're just lucky it became a cult classic.
Yeah, he made his money on Police Academy.
Oh
I can still get a laugh at Police Academy.
Oh yeah, I can too.
I don't know what happened to Hightower though.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think.
He was like 7 foot or something.
When I thought that was.
Oh yeah.
I thought Hightower was. I'm mistaken. I was thinking he was Too Tall Jones, or they played football, but that's not it. For the Cowboys back in the day.
Cowboys.
But that was not.
That was not him.
No. And was the lady that was on it that talked real soft, and then all of a sudden she's start yelling real loud whenever she wanted to get a
Really
point.
short lady.
Yeah, she had to be a comedian of some kind. 'Cause, Bobcat was on that too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, dude, he's still putting out comedy.
Yeah.
He got in. They tried to throw him under the bus with the Me Too thing. He did something. He made some joke. And he's like, "I'm telling jokes. That's what I do for a living." So
Yeah. Sorry.
sorry, not sorry. Let's go. This is what happens every time we get off a little course. So,
Sorry.
all right. So Barrel Brands.
Yeah.
You do beard oil, and then you're also saying it's good for like a topical. It's good for the skin.
We didn't really say it. What happened was I made it. I had a.
When did you start making it?
Okay, hold on just a second.
All right.
Probably about 2012 or 13.
And you just decided one day you're going, oh, try making it.
Well, I couldn't find anything that I liked.
Right.
I couldn't. Everything I found was like a chemical this, or just smelled sort of
Right.
off-putting. And
Yeah.
I was looking for something. Just it didn't have to be like banging the hippie drum, but it was. I wanted it.
I'll tell you what, anymore,
You
man. I used to say the same thing, but now I'm just like,
Right.
yeah, I like the stuff that's all natural and doesn't have chemicals in it, man.
Right, man. So I couldn't find anything, so I started making it, and I was actually putting. Like, it's so funny. I was actually putting in. I would buy a bag of wood chips, and I would soak them in like booze, some sort of booze or red wine or port wine, and then I would put them in a massive jug with my oil, and then just let it sit for weeks or months or whatever. And when it come out
for the barbecue, I said that sounds amazing.
for real,
I was like,
right?
said, wood chips soaked in red wine, put some meat on the grill. I said, that sounds delicious.
Well, and here's what happened, man. We found out real quick that it was going to be good. Everybody we were giving it to really had great feedback. People started immediately giving us feedback like, "Hey, did you know? Hey, did you know?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't know any of this." So,
Right.
and sort of dumb luck. When we started with the most expensive thing we could have. It was a clear vitamin E liquid, and
Obviously.
you're talking about a drum of it, costing $6,000-$7,000.
Oh shit! Get away from me, Satan!
So I had to commit.
Oh shit!
So I can imagine that conversation after wife of however many years at a time. Like, hey, babe, I just bought this 7,000 drum barrel of vitamin E oil. Okay, love you.
It was one of those moments where I said, okay, I either do this right now and just like run around like on my tippy toes for a few weeks, or
it's better to ask for forgiveness and permission, right?
Or no, I mean she knew it was going down.
Yeah.
Like it was hard for me because that was like a go no go.
Yeah,
you're either gonna do this or you're not. So anyway, we did it, and we ended up. I don't know. You go on and on. I was like, okay, well, this is gonna be a real thing. It never was right away. It was just still something we gave to people. Then a buddy and I were making beer at his house in our neighborhood, and
making beer.
Yeah, we were boiling up some
homebrew.
beer.
Yeah, I got you.
Yep, and I had brought over a little 5-gallon barrel that I had cured, and so he was just jokingly mentioned, hey, you should put that oil you make in here. And like it wouldn't get out of my head for a few days or whatever.
Try it.
Yeah. So I had to try it. Then I did, and we did it for it was a few months.
Right.
Nothing crazy. And whenever I pulled the bung out, actually got to be able to sample it. My wife and I both sort of just knew.
Right.
We just knew, man. It was like this is a real thing.
Yeah.
So you fast forward a few months, and we're getting our branding down, and we're doing this, we're doing that, and by the end of our first year in business, I'm already changing the name.
Yeah,
because we have so many people that are telling us that they're using it for like eczema or psoriasis and different skin ailments, or my knees, my heels are just super dry. So
I noticed that when you guys changed it. I saw it. I think it was I've been following you guys on Instagram for a while.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Hey, you're welcome. But I did notice when you changed the name, I was like, well, that's smart because because you're just brand. It's a brand. Everybody knows it's a brand, and it allows you to open up to other products that you could do and other things. It's not just for your beard. It's for
absolutely, man. I mean, that's why we wouldn't have changed our name if it wasn't because we knew that other demographics needed to be able to acknowledge that this is for them too.
Yeah, right.
It's
it's not just for men beards.
It's not. It's really not. And now, I mean, with us, we sell into the tattoo industry, and it's a fantastic post care. It's great for longevity, and I don't know, man, like I could go on and on about every single demographic, but the bottom line is it's a good product.
Right.
People really dig it. And more than anything, We just really dig our customers because they're sort of like we are.
Yeah.
And that's something that I won't ever get too big or,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like,
And see, that's where I'm where I have the hardest problem is when you do like for us to come over here. There was some. I mean, I didn't really have any negativity. It was just kind of some what's the word? Passive aggressiveness. Like, oh, yeah, selling out. Like, what?
right.
We
I'm
ain't
selling
sold
out.
shit yet. How we sell out of?
We have not made a dime off of this thing yet. We've been doing it for a year. We're selling out.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I am Felice. You damn right. I ain't sold out, but I am Felice. You damn right.
I mean, I do have a price. Don't get me wrong.
No, I get it, man. I understand. I understand what they're saying, but they don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
And that's what we talk about all the time on the podcast is with now owning Colorado Bob's Ship of Fools at 3457 Morganford Rd. In the middle of remodel currently, so just have a big grand opening coming up. It'll actually be a grand opening because it'll be Anyway, the people that come up, you know what you need to do.
Yeah, I trust me, I do.
I know you
Yeah.
know. You know what you
them.
need to do, man.
Yeah.
Well, hey, man, that's cool. Do you have money to pay for me to do that? Because that's
No.
it's funny, and I know they're just trying to help, but it's just like
Right.
it's such a time suck sometimes. But I still smile. And
It's good and it's bad, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Like you really, really are thankful that people are into it and they want to share whatever with you. But the even more like for me, more than like the just need to express something is when they do it.
Yeah. Right.
So when somebody sends me a message at 9:00 at night, it's gonna get treated just like the one at 4:59.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not because I'm being an ass. It's because it took me 3 fucking years of beating up myself and my family for somebody that I don't even know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thankful for them, but I don't go to bed with them at night.
Right.
You know what I
exactly.
mean?
Mhm.
At least not yet.
Hey.
No, but yeah, so that's for me is it's the combination of like the whole like, hey, you should do this, or hey, even better is the assholes. Right?
Yeah.
You know, it's just nothing but hey, how do I do this? How do I do this? How do
Yeah.
I do this?
Yeah.
Like, fuck, man. I'm sorry, but you've taken all of my energy today.
Yeah.
And I've learned now that I've leveled up to the level I'm at with owning something. It's everybody wants something from you. I mean, I'm sure everybody wants something. And it's
Yeah,
never
definitely.
there's never ever I give without expectation, and it took me a long time to figure out. Like it used to be, oh, I did this for this person, they should do this for me now. Like nah, when somebody gives back to me without expectation, it makes it so much better.
Yeah. What about this one, man? What if you wake up one day and you're supposed or you've put down your calendar, you're like, I'm going to go visit somebody. And let's say it's another business owner, and if you wanted to, you could ask them for a favor, you could ask them to help you out.
Mhm.
But when you wake up, or maybe it's before you go to bed even, do you ever find yourself and I don't know if it's anxiety, I don't know what it is, self-doubt, self-doubt,
Head trash.
saying, you know what? I'm not going to stop in and say hi because I know he's busy and I don't want him to think that I want something.
Yeah.
And then you never go. And then what the hell?
Yeah,
Then because now
yeah.
you've
It's overanalyzation. So it's paralyzation by overanalyzation.
right, yeah, totally.
Yeah, man.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah, I finally, man. You listen to Jocko Willink at all?
I do, depending on his guest.
Yeah.
Like if it's another military member, I'll listen
Right,
because I'm into that,
Mm-hmm.
So
I listen to a lot of his just I got a couple of his books, and then but whenever you want to do something, just do it. Take this step.
right.
Like you want to run. You want to start running. Go run.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That's the hardest part, right?
Yeah.
Like literally, it sounds so cliche,
But
but
it's seriously, we want to start doing a podcast. When I'm about shit, we start doing a podcast.
just
and,
do it.
Yeah, just
that's
get it
really
out there,
man. There's really nothing more than like getting your ass off of the chair or couch or whatever. And it's not going to be perfect at first either. And that's another thing that used to paralyze me was like, what if it's not 100%?
Right.
But dude, I could get real fucking dark and real deep. Without doing that, I'll just say again, I'm okay with mistakes now,
Mhm.
and I'm okay with products being pretty good, almost perfect, but not quite.
It's always a work in progress.
And I've never been a guy that like let timelines slip.
Mhm.
But this past year, and probably to a fault, maybe even a little bit, I'll like not give a shit. and I'm not like, and it's not like where you're like, oh man, I don't give a shit. I'm getting dressed, and you know that you got to get out the door, dude. I'm like, I think I'd rather sit down and have coffee today. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
And then I'm just real with the person. I'm like, hey, I can't do this or I can't do that, and sometimes shit really does come up, like here lately.
Right.
But no, man, there's something really, really beautiful about being able to control. And like if you don't do that thing, maybe you don't get X amount of dollars or you don't get this next appointment or this position. But that's the beauty of it all, is that you don't
When you're owning
really
your own stuff,
have to give a shit.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
I like, I'm learning that now. When I first got started, all I wanted to do, I was doing everything myself, and learning to delegate has been like one of the hardest things for me is delegation. Delegating,
Which is another way of saying that I didn't want to let go of control.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure we got that out of the table.
yeah. And I learned when working in Soulardians for as long as I had, like the micromanaging thing, like I was really good. Because I hated it. So I never really did it. I just do stuff myself.
Sure.
Instead of like, oh man, well, I noticed when you were shaking that drink, you didn't have it all the way up here. It was just in front of you. It looked like you were jerking off a dick in front of your face. Like it looks weird. So could you correct that? That shit, nobody listens to that shit. And do you find yourself now being more positive about things and not just looking at, I feel like a lot of people don't get started because all they want to do is look at the negative of the situation instead of being like, okay, well, if I do this is the positive situation. Right. Instead of being like, oh, I could go out and run, but I might sprain my ankle, and then my feet will hurt the next day. And then, I don't want to do any of that. So I'm just going to keep on watching Netflix for 9 hours a night.
Man, this is new for me because I've always recognized it, but I've never used it against myself. I read somewhere once and they said, if you want to do things better, no matter what it is, act like the world's watching.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, all right.
That's good. I like that.
What happens when you say, hey, fuck you, world? I don't really care if you're watching.
Right.
Well, so now what I do is if I'm not with my family, I say, well, what would I do with my children watching me?
Right.
And then, if I'm not with them, I do say, hey, what if somebody had a camera on me and they're watching?
Right.
And it's just a way of getting my ass out of bed on the day that I don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
Or making a new product even if I don't have to, just whatever.
Yeah,
just whatever it may be, man. If you're somebody like me, and I'm in an interesting spot, being a disabled vet, I don't have to go and work a 9 to 5 if I don't want to, but I want to,
right?
And it's what I realized. I took some time off over the last year, and I tried to figure out what I did want, and what I realized was as much as I like the product. And as much as I like what we've done, I've liked the interaction with our little tribe that we have, our little crew, if you will. And as soon as I got another taste of that, I was like, oof, I'm back in. I got this. Because I was trying to ask myself, how much do I love this product? How much do I love this company? How much do I love paying these taxes? You know what I mean? It's like, so, but now I realize, man, and that's why, that's why now I'm starting
it's the human energy that runneth over.
I hid in my house for a long time because I didn't want to give any more of my energy away. And because I was being inundated by everybody else's energy, and that's just a real way to put it. But I finally realized now what was happening to me and what I was doing and what I was allowing to happen was all on me. I just didn't realize it yet. So now I have a very, very good filter, and I'm able to say no a lot easier, and I don't have to
That's hard.
Oh man, I can fix some people's problems, but I just shut my damn mouth. You know what I mean? Like,
in Gary Vaynerchuk's book, he talks. Oh wait, no, sorry, got that wrong. Tribe of Mentors. I don't remember exactly who it was.
That's the 4-hour work week guy.
Yeah.
Tim Ferriss.
Tim Ferriss' book, Tribe of Mentors. They talked to one of the Facebook CEOs, and he said the hardest thing about his job is saying no. He's like, you can delay a no, be like, yeah, we'll get back to it on whatever. Come back to me in 3 months. And if the salesperson's good, they're gonna have marked on the calendar, come back and see you, and then you gotta give them another reason to say no.
Yep.
So the hard no is definitely hard to do.
Well, you're allowing, if you don't do that, you're allowing the other person or the other,
You're giving them hope.
whatever, you're giving them more ammunition. You're like, here, I'm going to take this out of my bucket now, and I'm going to give it to you.
Right, exactly.
And if he's a good human, for days, he's going to go, God, man, I got to go. I got to meet that guy again. I feel horrible. I had to do it. Or if he's not, it just may never even show up again.
Yeah.
You know, and then what?
Oh, well.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's the, I guess, that's talking about tribe. That's what we have Tribe 314 that we're building, and it's kind of been by the wayside, slowly building. We talk about it, but we're not putting it out there quite as hard as we can because we're still working on us.
Yeah, make it right before you throw it out there.
Right, and but it's building. It's one of those things like it's going, it's there. We mentioned it. People are following it. And some people are starting to post in it, and it's just a group of people that we're trying to put together that just help each other out and just provide for the tribe. If you're not providing anything and you're just if you go back in the day, way back when tribes were more pronounced and you lived in a tribe, if you couldn't provide, you're out. You're dead.
Yeah.
Like if you got to a point where you couldn't, you're just taking from the tribe, you're going to be see ya.
Yeah, man.
And if you're always asking for something instead of providing, it's going to turn into where people aren't giving you shit anymore.
Yeah. It's you see it, man. You can, like, if you pay attention, anytime somebody approaches you, like which way the conversation's gonna go. And I don't mean that to to be pretentious.
Yeah.
I just know that after talking to thousands of people that it's gonna go one of like three ways. And and I'm trying to be more patient and say, you know what? Who cares which way?
Right.
Maybe there's 20 ways. Maybe it's whatever way is going to happen.
You'll adjust and not be an absolute in thought.
I share this story to quite a few people, but let me put it in a new context. I was in Las Vegas, and I was in the Caesar's Palace shops area, like walking through the hallway there. And I was there for another company. I was a defense contractor, and we had something we were doing there. And so anyway, I'm walking down this hall, and I don't know anybody there really, except my buddy that's with me there. And this gal walks up to me, and she asked me if she can take her picture with me. And I was like, "Oh, excuse me? Like, what?
Excuse me, what?"
I said, "Do you know me?" Because I thought at first it was just like, "Oh, this goofball with a big beard."
Yeah,
she's gonna say something stupid about Duck Dynasty.
Oh yeah, you did. He had. Did you watch the video? He had a glory. His
I saw
his
it.
beard
The one
was-
from the website was
yeah,
glorious.
man. He had the big beard.
I had to go into a CEO protection program. Everywhere I went, I was like being talked to by everybody, and I love everybody out there. But man, it got so bad to where I couldn't even take my wife out for a drink without being hit up by like 5-10 people. And so anyway, man,
she wanted a picture taken with
so
you.
she wants a picture
Like
taken.
baby Beyonce.
Yeah, and I'm like, what is happening? My buddy John's just laughing. He's just like, I think he's getting it more than I am.
Right.
But in the same time, I am Barrel Beard and Tattoo at this time. I am Barrel Brands. Like, that's me. That's my brand. I've been on all the social media. And I'm like, if you don't mind me asking, why you want to get a picture? And she's like, well, this is you, right? And she opens her shirt, and she's got my T-shirt on.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I was like, man, we weren't even selling for a year yet.
Damn.
And that moment right then when that happened, I was like, oh my gosh, like this is unreal. This is what people talk about.
Yeah.
And if you don't take advantage of this, you are a real asshole. Right?
Yeah.
Like, that's like
You're doing
a whole dick.
You're doing a disservice to the rest of the people by not taking advantage of it.
and a disservice to my wife and my kids too. Really, even if I can't do it 100% all the time,
Right.
it's better than not doing it.
Right, exactly. I think that moment for us was when Dave, this YouTube guy that I followed for a while, and he's been on the show. He lives in Bath and Germany, right? Germany?
No, England.
Oh, whatever. Anyway, over there, across the pond, and he's probably got how many people? He's probably got 100,000 people that follow his YouTube channel. But one day he popped up and he posted a video and talking about the podcast, had her shirt on.
Wow, nice, man.
I don't think it related to. Yeah, I don't think it related to any sales of shirts, but it was still cool.
I think he said The Soulardians?
Yeah,
Soulardians.
I learned Louisiana. Wait, no, St. Louis.
awesome.
He's a cool guy. You used to give him a follow, man. He's good. But it was really cool. And in that moment, I was like, holy cow, that just happened. That's awesome.
Yeah,
You didn't know he was doing it. Yeah,
there are
that's cool.
moments like that, and I think those are the ones that are supposed to be like ear flickers, right? Like, hey, don't forget this good shit's happening because it's gonna get shitty.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, because it is. Like every time, I don't care if you're doing podcasts or what I'm doing, man. It's just like every time I think that I'm about ready to let a big old smile out, I get kicked right in the nuts. Like,
Every time.
every time, man.
Every time.
And
didn't
you
see
know,
that coming.
Right now, man, it's always from the back too.
Yeah.
Like, wallop, man.
Yeah. You get mollywopped, man, by shit you just never even thought was a thing.
Yeah,
Never even thought it was a thing. Like there's things that have hit me where it's like, wait, this is a thing? Yeah, like, dealing with the people I'm working with on the bar, it's I forget that they've never been in the bar business. And they'll bring up concerns. It's like, what?
Yeah.
This is you spent your bandwidth worrying about this problem that means nothing. A regular said something to you about my shirt being wrinkly one day, and that I'm not taking care of myself. Now you're asking me because this regular noticed that my shirt was wrinkly and I wasn't taking care of myself. Like you're spending time on that. We're spending our time talking about this when that shit doesn't matter. It's like, and then it turns into issue. Yeah, man. It's like, wow, just hey, man, just sit back, collect your money. Good.
I wholeheartedly think that when people bitch about things like that, and myself included, like if I'm bitching about petty shit, it's probably because I've been letting petty shit get to me.
100%.
And now I'm sort of unloading on that scapegoat, whatever it is, kid, dog, neighbor, whatever.
This motherfucker,
Ever catching this cuss out. Sorry.
But no, man, that's it though.
Marcus is bigger on that than I am. Like for me, it's like we'll just say somebody disrespects us or something about us, and he's like, "This motherfucker, I'm gonna go over the head." I'm like, "Hey, man." At the end of the day, it's just trash, man. Like it doesn't matter. Right. And once you start, thinking that way, like the noise goes away. Everybody that doubted you, like I don't even hear the motherfuckers anymore.
And you know what? It's funny too. Like what happens when you're unleashing that beast? It's just escalating. But the moment you like do what I call like getting in the slow lane, like a mental like pull over, like it gets better. You start calming down, right? But in that other lane, you're just and I don't know where that stop is.
Stop the sixth gear.
Yeah, I don't want to find it, and I don't want to be with anybody that's finding their sixth gear.
And those are the toxic people that I call it being addicted. They are addicted to anger. And I
think it's just a natural thing for them to do now. Anger is now it's like love, man. Love's sort of easy to do. Anybody can do it, but now anger, anybody can do it.
It's the dopamine rush of getting that out.
That's what causes the addiction. That's same thing. People that do cocaine all the time? It's not that they like doing cocaine. They just like that dopamine drop that it gives you, and then you're just like, oh yeah, let's go. And that's what they're addicted to, is that rush. And the same thing with anger. You get mad all the time. You're addicted to that rush of being angry, and this is pissing me off. Blah blah blah.
Right. Yeah.
The next thing you know, you got cancer because you're angry all the time and
stressed out
for no reason. Yeah, man.
Well, hey, so you hear everybody talking about like teenagers and like preteens and their hormones and this and that. So that's probably pretty true. I'm guessing they have pretty good scientific evidence of that. But what I would also like to add to that is, what if these kids are just starting to show characteristics that they've been learning from us?
Oh, 100%.
Nurture and nature conversation. Great. It's all about that nurture, man.
So all of a sudden your daughter is treating you like a fucking like an asshole, but it's sort of like, wow, that's how I talked to somebody once.
Yeah.
Or like whatever.
Kids hear and see everything.
And I'm starting to freak out about all that, because like I don't want that. I wanted to do, like, my dad wasn't around. He left us whenever I was just born, so I didn't have a father in my life until my grandparents took me in. But they have one, and I'm fucking up. Come on, man. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, so that's what I think. I think, like, yeah, I'm sure there's other things going on there, of course, with their growth and development and the chemicals and everything. But really, I think the behavior is more just, it's a reflection of us. They're starting to turn into little versions of us, and it fucking freaks us out.
I see
And,
myself, my mom all the time say, "Yeah, I guess where I get this from. I know
Mhm.
exactly. Yep,
It's
right. You never even thought
learned.
about it.
It's
Never
learned
thought about
learned
it.
response from what you see.
Yeah.
you
It
know?
is. Yeah,
she ain't
it
told me
is.
shit directly, but enough for seeing her operate and make choices. Like, oh, okay. I couldn't tell you one thing she told me directly. Like, don't do this. She was just like, "This. I'm gonna lead by example. These are the ground rules. I'm just not fucking up.
Yeah.
You figure the rest of that shit out. But I'm gonna teach you how to have a temperament, how to think before you act, and say fuck them.
Yeah.
Huh. I know I say fuck them at 10. Fuck
Yeah,
y'all. I'm going home.
Yeah,
You know what
I'm
saying?
done. I don't like this. I'm out. Yeah, that's
All the
not how you
motherfuckers
do
that
it.
needed friends, I'm still chasing for friends. They miserable.
Yeah, man. Oh boy. I tell you what, I go all day about trying to get friends when
Feel
you're like
free to.
the dirty poor kid, you know?
Mhm. That's
What
the truth.
what
I'm
studio?
telling you, man, you get real good at trying to tell jokes and shit.
Hey, D,
What's up?
you remember what studio that screen's on?
It should be 2. Whatever. Studio B TV.
Studio B TV.
Yep. At the top. All right, see, we're going to start off with the week that was.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, you're watching that.
I was just gonna put it up there playing in the background.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Take it.
Yeah, that's a rough.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that sex on your face.
Look at that thing. Holy moly.
Look at that,
That
on
mustache.
your face.
That thing was worth some money.
Woo, look at that.
That's
Look at that.
awesome.
No, it wasn't worth as much as those vanilla beans, though. Damn things are expensive.
Look at that.
That's great.
You see when them hard with the big ass wheels.
Right. Yeah, man.
Is that your
Purple.
actual shop? Or like the where you make?
No, but it's very similar, actually. What happened was we were getting ready to open a new facility, but we hadn't gotten it to where we could have people in there yet. And so we just went over to their facility, and we were like, well, you know what? It sort of looks like ours anyway, so this is perfect. So we just brought a few of our barrels and some of our product and stuff, and I just went old school. That's how I used to do it.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, before I had to make bigger and bigger
More and more batches.
quantities. Yeah,
That's some quality work right there.
it's man, people like it, and I'm really, really happy they do.
Yeah.
I sure as hell wouldn't have ever thought that I'd be working with some, I don't know, cosmetic product. You know what I mean? Like that's not.
Yeah.
I try to be like, oh, you use it on tattoos and like this, like scars. Like,
Oh man.
like, yeah, let's not just focus on the beard.
You and Rihanna in the same industry,
Yeah,
cosmetics.
right? Yeah. You forget she's even a damn singer.
Because you make real bread a lot of other places, boy.
How often are you coming up with new products or new guess, scents or whatever?
In 2018, I think we had a goal of doing 18, and we did, I think, 20.
Okay.
It was hard. It was way too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll never do that again.
How many of those 18 are you still using? Do you still use all of them, or did you?
No, we introduced quite a few of them, knowing that it'll be a smaller run because we had smaller ingredients or maybe not as much time.
Did that work? Running like like, oh, this is a limited edition. Yeah. Okay.
It's not. Does it work? Well, when the idea was first brought to me, I immediately was like, no way, I'm not going to do that. That's just a money grab. Blah blah blah.
Yeah. Right.
Well, then I had a product that was sitting there for way over a year, and it was really expensive. I was just dumping ingredients in. It was never getting to where I wanted it to, and so I'd written it off. And my wife said, and it had this like this black licorice back end on it, and I'm not a fan. But my wife said, well, she said, you're not, but about half of the population is.
Right.
And I think that's a pretty cliche thing to say about it, but she was spot on. And I said, well, I'm gonna call it.
Saying about you.
Yeah, right. So I called it Mosaic. Again, my wife's idea, because there were so many pieces, right?
I missed out some good ideas.
Too many good ideas. And so we named it Mosaic. And instead of $35, we charged $50 for it because it was a more expensive or premium, cost for us. And I took it up to Chicago a couple weekends later, and we had this barber expo, and it was nothing but like, man, these dudes were just money, and not one of them. It was everybody from like the really, really light skinned Puerto Rican dude, like the Dominican dudes, to the
and his white jeans.
But dude, then you started getting in like the dudes from like the Middle East, and it was this whole thing. Then you had like the Nigerian dudes.
Oh yes,
it was
brother.
Very specific
like
barbering.
Like coming to America,
dude. They were doing like the beards that they spray in and stuff. You know?
Oh yeah, I see the friend do that.
Dude, I didn't belong. I did not belong there. I was like, well, I'm gonna take this mosaic, and we put it out at $50 a bottle, and we sold like 20 bottles that night. And I was like, for little old me driving up from Southern Illinois, I was like, that's a good night. I put it on the site. We called it Mosaic, and we sold out of it within months.
Damn.
So
that's great.
When you ask, does it work? It did work for us because we did give them something that was indeed a premium product. If I would have tried to just say, oh, well, this is the same as this, but I'm on $50 on it.
You painted an image of exclusivity.
And we told them
in low quantity. Like, this is what it is.
Listen, I might
and it's
50 bottles or 100 bottles.
You're still getting a good premium product. You just getting some shit that ain't gonna be seen again.
Yeah. And then now I got people that are like, hey, where can I get a bottle of this? I'm like, I don't know, black market.
You get the mosaic, man.
Joe, yeah,
it's a limited run.
Like Supreme out here.
For real, dude. Only it's gonna be barrel. Hey, that's a skate shop, and I'm a skateboarder, so I've got a connection there. Maybe they won't sue me.
There they see. Slap a stick on that thing.
Right?
That's good shit. Man, that's dope.
Yeah, that was a good video though. That once films in St. Louis, man. They won I think 2 Emmys on that. And yeah.
Oh wow.
Pretty insane, dude. Yeah, I'm really thrilled to be a part of that.
That shit.
Yeah, they crush everything they do, man.
Yeah. Taking names, baby, and counting bodies.
Like people don't even know they're in St. Louis. They're rad.
St. Louis got so many hidden gems.
They do.
Dude, apparently the up there in the Dot Zach building, man, next to what's the name of the studio? We Are Live.
Midcoast.
Midcoast. They have a place working out there that for I think Chris was saying like $10,000. These people can do a viral video for you. They guaranteed like so many views or whatever, but it costs you fucking $10,000. I'm like,
working out for that work.
Yeah, man, it's crazy to me. All right, let's. You want to do the week that was, my man?
Yes. I will start. So the week that was for me was, I had Sean and S. Dot and Free on at the Trap the other night.
Free.
His name is Freon. Freon. Sorry, Free. S. Dot was on. We just had a good time, man. Got nothing to run down. Got answered like 3 questions out. 3 hours. 3 hours we recorded. We did
I'm upstairs trying to play goddamn video games. Y'all eat up all the fucking Wi-Fi.
We eat up all the Wi-Fi, drinking all the motherfucking cognac. We got to just talking.
That sounds horrible.
Ate up all I bought some candy in a little bucket. We ate all the candy. It was a mess. It was great. They are so good. I had a good time. Because he had an event coming up, free photographer. Anybody that wore sunglasses at night.
Yeah, he was wearing sunglasses.
It's some shit in there.
I just assumed it was something the kids are doing these days. So I was like, all right, whatever, man.
You had a kid. You got a 10-year-old. What do you do with wear sunglasses at night? How you driving like this?
The kids got laser beam eyes. You can't look at them.
Cool ass.
Oh man, I do have to share a story about that. So there was a guy, same situation. I was working the door at Bar 101, and gross, I gave him a shout out. Anyway, I was working the door, and this guy comes up and hands me. He has a state ID. I'm like, and at the time we're supposed to take state IDs, but the dude's dressed to the nines, right? He's all dressed up, looking smooth. He's got sunglasses on. I was like, man, I'm not supposed to take state ID. I gotta make sure this is you. Like you're whatever. And he's like, well, I'm gonna look crazy. What are you talking about? He takes it off, and his eyes are just.
Oh.
Yeah, he had some kind of something. I felt like the biggest fucking asshole. I was like, hey man, go on in, have a good time.
Get a drink on me.
Yeah. Oh no, I didn't do that.
Hey, tell him the bar's over there.
Right. We got 2 you can go to. I was just like, I try not to like have that shock moment where you're like,
oh shit, goddamn me.
Yeah, that's like a fucking sneeze though. You're not gonna stop that shit.
I mean, he warned me going in. I was like, all right, man. I was like, come on in. Yeah, nice guy. He started coming on the regs, and that dude, he pulled. I mean, he knew his game. He's like, I can't look him in the eye, but I know how to spit some game out.
Like Ray Charles, just Hit him by the wrist. Oh yeah, girl, you in trouble.
Oh my goodness.
That's great.
Mm.
What a story.
Yeah. So you and Free Ron and
That was good. And I know she's 38. Man, black don't crack. I didn't know she was that old.
I didn't realize she's 38 either.
I thought she was like maybe late 20s. Because she
Wow.
looks so good. And even she photographs well for Instagram, I was like, she at least got to be my age, maybe a little younger. 38. I said, man, this has changed everything. And she got no kids either. So you 38 and you got no kids. Oh, yeah. You drink water half the time. Oh, yeah. No wonder you beating the cheat code.
That's like a unicorn for you single guys, isn't it?
Man, she went from a snack to a whole meal in 2 seconds. I said, ooh, wee, is it February yet? You looking like I'm ready to go home again.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You guys have done that forever, man.
That was fun. That was probably big.
How long are their shows usually?
They was saying because she been doing so much other stuff, maybe like an hour and a half. She had
Other stuff. What do you mean?
It's so like she had like a brunch, like a black woman's brunch over at the. She had like brunches and like throwing events. She went to Dapper Dan. You know Dapper Dan, the designer.
No.
Okay, Rakim, Eric B.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
the guy that did the man that designed that album cover that what they was wearing, like L Cool J back in the day, had those big gaudy Gucci outfits.
Yeah.
He's the designer that did all their work back in the early 90s. A lot of
What's his name again?
Dapper Dan.
Dapper Dan. All right.
And he recently got a fair partnership with Gucci now, and he's just
They're bringing Dapper Dan back?
yeah, so he can legally use their design. Because first they knocked him off his square because he was copyright infringement. So they went and shut his shop down.
Mm.
So now your enemy still are your friends because the culture didn't change.
Well, now streetwear is coming back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now so
We need you again.
Yeah, because
dude.
we can't. You're right. We
Yeah.
need your style
Cross
back.
colors and all those
all
things,
that,
yeah.
all that. And so
I wonder if the only thing I think of Dapper Dan. I think of what was that? Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? The movie with George Clooney. 'Cause I'm a Dapper Dan man for his hair. Yeah. Oh God dang! I know who you're talking about now, Dapper Dan. I do remember. that
yeah.
Because I think I was watching something on MTV, and they were he was coming in and helping one of whoever musician it was.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is Dapper Dan.
Yeah, man.
Was he from St. Louis?
No, he's from Harlem.
Okay.
He's from Harlem.
Okay, and she met him.
Yeah, he came. He did a book tour.
Okay.
So he stopped at WashU this past week, and she went up there and got her book signed and
Nice.
Spoke to him and everything. So his interview on Breakfast Club was really good, and I want to get his book too. Cause all those stories like he dressed Mike Tyson. Anybody was
Right.
getting these custom.
There were a lot of album covers that looked identical because of that guy.
Because he was that guy. And you see now a lot of rappers and artists coming back because now he's like sponsored.
Yeah.
He's a partner with Gucci now.
Well, everybody wants a piece now.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
You were sitting over on the sidelines for a while, but hey,
right.
Welcome back.
All that Carl Canal was inspired from seeing Dapper Dan and having that, $10,000 custom Gucci Dapper Dan. Like, wow, that was money.
Right.
That was just money. So that was good. I don't went to that. That was dope. That's my week that was though, man. That was good, man. Getting back in, man. Every time we get back on these mics, it's just I hate when it's over.
Yeah.
But I know I want another hit.
Yeah.
And just people seeing like our setup and like and they're like, damn, we got to step our game up. I'm like, shit, we just figured this is nothing. It's something because we always making improvements and adding shit. But like, I'm impressed with what y'all was doing. Y'all want to get back on the horse because we doing it. We just chilling.
If you go back and listen to some of our first podcasts, it's so.
Yeah, we had no.
So it's just we kept at it.
Well, you probably weren't prepared, right?
We didn't know
we had a bottle of vodka and some mics at time.
And there was probably a few times where we shouldn't have had mics in front of us because the amount of vodka we had consumed, but we did it anyway. And then this you look at the early YouTube channel. Where we post the video, and you look at the walls behind us, and each video you just see that more and more stuff added in the background, and now it's like people are like sending us stuff to put in the background on the videos.
Right.
I'm like, well, you realize we're only getting like 20 views on the YouTube channel.
Right.
People literally, like somebody listens to the podcast, they want to see what the guest looks like. They'll click on the YouTube. Oh, okay, that's what he looks like. And then, but I'll put your stuff up. Yeah, sure, why not?
Man.
So the week that was, we just talk about anything from the week that happened and anything you want to share. So do you got anything from the week, Jeremy, that you...
Me?
Yeah, anything cool happened that you
want
to share?
Anything cool this last week? All right, well, I dabbled my foot into working a part-time job somewhere just for something to do. Just I liked where I was going to, and so I worked for a couple weeks for a cannabis dispensary here
Nice.
locally, and I am a patient, so I'm a big fan.
Right.
I knew most of what I was dealing with, so,
Right.
so I thought, yeah, I'll do it. Well, their needs were a lot more hours than what I could give,
Right.
unfortunately. So I ended up dropping back out of that. But yeah, so that happened this last week. Wife and I got into a massive big brawl this week, so that's still going on.
shit.
Yeah.
Who was right in the end?
Probably neither of us, but her.
Either be right or happy. You can't be both.
Right,
That's what they
yeah.
told me.
The
Quick, fast, or cheap.
oh, that's funny. The because Illinois is going legal now, right?
yeah.
Yeah, they've been medicinal for a few years now,
Yeah.
and they're going recreational on 1 Jan.
That's awesome. Because my dad, motherfucker can retire whenever he wants, but we got a family farm, and we share carpet out, but we got some some smaller areas on the farm where cows have been shitting for 100 years, and I was like, Dad, why don't you?
Ripe.
I was like, Dad, why don't you get in on this this weed growing thing once you retire? And I was like, we'll set you up with a greenhouse, and you can grow it there. And he's like, I was like, man, all you have to do is go out and turn the spigot on, once every other day, just water them. He's like, yeah, man, you probably ought to find some kind of app or something to do that, because once I retire, I'm not doing shit. I was like, Dad, all you gotta do is turn the water on. You don't have to worry about all the rest of the stuff. And he's like, well, yeah, man, that's cool, but yeah, you're gonna have to figure that out.
I am retiring.
He said, "You think of an app? What's about apps, Dad?"
Right?
An app that
I think he
turns
just
on
figured
the
out what.
faucet.
But I was like, Dad, there's going to be a lot of money. We need to jump in early, because once the market gets saturated, he's like, well, yeah, you're going to have to find somebody to saturate those plants, because I'm not going to be doing it. I was
The bottom line is, get you a motherfucking app and figure that shit out.
And
he's like,
and make sure I get my part of the money.
right, and you better, that bread better show up on time.
Yeah.
I brought you in this world, I'll take you out.
Well, technically he didn't, but he raised it. He raised me like he
Oh
did.
yeah, right.
Yeah. So
Ooh.
it's I definitely want to get in on that, man. And
Well, I tell you what, man, I was in a cultivator's grow operation a couple weeks ago.
Mhm.
As part of that short stint.
Mhm.
That was one of the best days of my life.
Yeah.
That was amazing, just to see the
operation.
operation and how like a properly maintained cannabis
Carry on.
company can operate. It was unreal, man.
They are they part of a conglomerate? Because I've seen that a lot, where they people it's like sharecropping, I guess, now.
Yeah.
Almost like where they're using people's lands to grow it, or was it?
They're all different. The one that I went to was just one company that had a couple other small ones with it,
Yeah.
and it was just a case of the smaller companies were needing to grow, I think, and they had such a
I see
highly
what you did
sought
there.
after product.
I see what you did there. They needed to grow. I got you.
Exactly. So man,
awesome.
it was amazing to see, and they're growing vertically, so
Mhm.
they don't have to have so much space, and they're just going up instead of out, which was really cool. And you just never seen anything like it. It's like if you saw something in like High Times when you were a kid,
Mhm.
like this big fat bud or something,
Mhm.
times 100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a friend of mine that I've got to know that he was in Savannah, and he was bartending at the busiest bar in Savannah, and was making great money. But he's like, man, I'm gonna go grow weed. And he went out to California, moved out of California, and started working for a grow.
Yeah.
And he sent me some pictures of these plants, how they grow them in the groupings. And he's like, each one of these is a 10-pound plant.
Mhm.
And we keep 10 in each little, whatever you call it, quadrant, we'll call it.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's producing. He's like, and I talked to him a few years later. He's like, yeah, man, now we're selling a pound of weed for $600. Like that's
Wow.
how diluted the market has got. in California.
Yeah. I know. I'm very thankful that Illinois is so much smaller than California, because a lot of people don't know that the cannabis at the medicinal side is grown in Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you buy it in Illinois, it's from here,
Mhm.
which I think is great.
Mhm.
Even if it's a company from Colorado coming here to do it, I don't care. You're
Yeah.
doing it here and you're employing people here.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that was an experience, dude. It was really neat to see.
It's like mind blowing. Like, holy cow, this is an actual operation.
Like, this is for real.
It's not some
right.
hippies like growing some weed. It's these
right
manufacturing shit.
These were good, just awesome people.
That's
you know,
awesome.
and I mean, it wasn't just like, like Gen Xers or millennials or whatever.
Right.
No, it's like, oh, that's somebody's grandma.
Yeah,
exactly. That's somebody's 18-year-old kid.
Did they have it hidden pretty well? Like, I know that you have to worry about.
They won't give you the address
Mm-hmm.
unless you've been invited, and they won't even give you the address until you arrive and you're at one location, and they give you the address to the other location. And I understand why, because even though there's like security at those places, they're generally sitting next to a farm or something. Like there's not. So it's very rural. It's and I mean everything there is Department of Agriculture. It's a state run facility.
Yes.
So
I understand. I was trying to figure out what the angle besides taxes where the state would make money on that, and now that makes sense that they're running the facilities like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
and they're still getting the taxation.
Yeah, they get the taxation and they're growing it. So hey, it's smart.
Seems like what they'd call a conflict of interest.
But
who knows? I don't know. Maybe not.
Maybe, I mean, if Chicago wouldn't take all the money from Illinois, because where I'm from in Southern Illinois, it's just so funny because it just every state ran thing in down there is just sucked dry by all the money because everybody pays their taxes down there, but it all goes to Chicago for some some reason. Yeah. But I honestly think that Southern Illinois, we'll say from Mount Vernon down, you're going to see an exponential growth of marijuana growing down there because the soil is just so much rich. I don't know if it's from the river. I don't know what's. And then you get over, so you go down past Cairo and then you cut a right and go over to Missouri, and they got fucking black dirt over there because the soil is so rich in nutrients. And I think that is gonna. I might be wrong. Maybe way off. Maybe you would know better than I would. I think it may turn into like almost like a fine wine type of situation where this.
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, look at what the apple vineyard or wineries do down there. Like Pomona and those guys. The land here is ripe for the picking. Like literally, it's great. There's a reason why we've been farming here forever. So yeah, I think that it should be. I think that it's going to be one of the most lucrative crops out there. But it's going to be so highly governed and regulated too that I'm sure a lot of people are going to be like, "Oh, I'll stick with corn or whatever." I really do think that I hate to say it, but I think the pharmaceutical business will get its hands onto medical cannabis, and will start buying up a lot of the smaller growers and stuff.
But I heard you turn down while you were out of the room. That way we weren't getting a reverb.
Oh man, I thought you were going to leave it like that.
I was trying to, but then I heard it in the background. I didn't want to have all the noise while you were getting up, so I didn't know what was going to happen there.
That's awesome.
So we were just talking about he went to an experienced actual grow house, and like I wouldn't say corporately ran, but a professionally ran grow house.
Absolutely,
So the operation was crazy. They've got it to now where they use every bit of the plant now.
Oh man, dude,
none of that all goes to waste.
Well, the pre-rolled like the joints that they're rolling, I mean, most of them are using like shake and stem and all that stuff.
In the rolls.
A lot of those, man. But I mean, they're still testing for high enough, and it's still a legit product. But like when you see one of the glass jars or whatever they have it in, like of just the flour, and it's just got the trichomes, like the little, like the powder all over it. That was the cream of the crop. That was that was the best. Everything else gets turned into concentrates.
The Kobe beef.
For real, yeah, for real.
Turns into bologna. Bologna and hot dog.
Brown swagger, chitlins.
Yeah. So man, it's
it's coming.
It's really neat how they do
hold on tight.
Yeah.
It's a whole new world.
Yeah. A whole new world. Sorry,
guys. I think Aldous Huxley said it's a brave new world.
It is.
It is, man. You got to be brave to play.
True. I just think you can't be afraid to fail.
No, man, I can't wait to fuck up again. I feel one coming up very soon too.
Yeah, I'm in that purgatory right now. It's like, but I didn't do this. But at the end of the day, I did do it.
Yeah, you did. You chose to fly. You stayed your ass on the ground, but the view's way better up here.
Yeah, and it was out of my control for why it happened, and we'll get back on our feet. I've had
It's
I had to play a card I didn't want to have to play yet, but I had to play that card to get done what I needed to at the bar. So that card's playing out, and it's going to work out.
Yeah.
Just a like you did a rebrand. Yeah. So
yeah, man. Sometimes you got to exhale and change things.
yeah.
Yeah.
So my week, shit. What did I do? Shit.
I know, man.
Oh no! I know why it's a blur because my birthday, and then during turning 40, and
I played the birthday song last time.
Congratulations.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Because it took forever for the line to get there. Thanks, man.
That look spoke volumes, didn't it?
No, it took forever to get to the part of the song that he wanted. I'm just like, what is this?
Because that's Stevie Wonder. That's back when he had like songs, so it takes a while to get to that motherfucker.
I know.
That's all 5 minutes and 40 seconds.
Hey, my wedding song ended up being like 7 minutes, so I know all about that. We didn't even know it, man. About 3 minutes in, I'm like, damn, I'm getting tired.
What is going on?
Yeah, right?
That's when it gets awkward. Everybody's just like looking around, like, what the fuck is going on?
Who picked this damn song?
This damn song.
Way to go, honey.
Yeah.
My feet hurt.
You're right. No, right. Was it Indigada Devita? Like,
little iron barf.
It's like a 5-minute drum solo in it.
Right? Yeah, that's good.
Do you actually know that song?
Indigada Devita?
No, it's not.
Probably don't.
Marcus.
I bet you would if you heard it, man. It's pretty. I mean,
it's a 9-minute song, and there's a 5-minute drum solo in the song.
Oh wow, that's
and all they say is Indigada Devita the whole time.
Indigada Devita, baby.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Indigada Devita, baby.
Yeah. Oh, I've heard that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's horrible.
It wasn't.
I mean, wait, not horrible. Just a long song.
It's got its place. Geez.
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about it right now in 2019, and that song came out in the 70s.
Yeah, that check is nice. That royalties, that check is very nice.
I mean, no, not when you were signing on labels back then, because they took all your money.
Yeah.
These poor artists have been getting hosed for decades. I mean, now it's even worse.
Well, here
just keeps getting worse.
Here's where the artists need to figure something the fuck out, because they're getting hosed on Spotify and Amazon Music like that. That's the only reason the labels are still in business.
Yeah,
because obviously they're not making it on CD sales.
If the artists would all just said no.
Yeah,
but that's sort of difficult.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, the labels get you, man. Yeah. They're in the business of making money, and then the bullshit that we have to deal with, music playing in bars. It's fucking. I go on rants about that. You got the ASCAP. I think it's ASCAP. I call them ASCAP, but ASCAP, and then CSAC, and there's one more. But they're music licensing companies,
right?
So I can play my touch tunes. So the jukebox, we'll call it, for people that don't know what touch tunes is. And if I have that playing and I have it on autoplay where people aren't paying for music, it's still playing music, I'm fine.
Yeah.
But if I have it set, if I play the Cardinals game over the speakers in the bar, and somebody from ASCAP or any of those music licensing companies comes in and hears that playing, I'm going to have to pay each one of those companies $3,000 a year. So $9,000 a year to play music other than what's on the touch tunes.
Sounds like a bad deal.
No, yeah. They fleece you. It's literally the mob fleecing you is what it is.
Oh my God.
Now you take how many bars are in St. Louis and figure that everyone, they just work into their budget now. Like, hey, I'm gonna have to pay $9,000, like the bigger places. They're like, I'm gonna have to pay $9,000. Like if you have live music, you're gonna have to pay $9,000 a year.
I think I just rip everything electronic out of my bar.
Right.
Cash only, motherfuckers.
Right.
You did this.
Oh my God.
And I think they did I Googled it, so it was on the internet, so obviously it has to be true, but like the artists get like 50 cents out of that 9,000. The money's supposed to go back to the artist, but everybody has their hands in it.
Make Ultra.
What?
You want this one? I didn't drink from this one yet.
No, go ahead, man. It's all you. I got water.
I can't believe you didn't bring him a beer back. What kind of host are you?
Man.
I didn't know.
I was like, oh, look at
it was a dark
Marcus.
One. I said,
hey, if I drink that, I'll be the next one up going out to the rest.
Right.
That's why I'm single now. I think about myself.
I saw him walking in with. I was like, oh, look at this guy.
No,
he didn't bring me a water, but whatever. It's like it's cool. And he sits down with both beers. I'm like, oh, all right. I just love giving him shit. Yeah, right. Hilarious. So yeah, my week, man. I worked out. birthday stuff, and then setting up for this, and had somebody coming on at 2, and then they had to move it back, so got a hold of Jeremy last minute, and he was on. It's worked out really well, man.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, definitely. It's awesome, man. It's funny. I told you that Jay, my buddy Jay, you know him if you saw him. I'll show you.
Yep.
You know Jay. He's married to Adam, and he drives a BMW. He has his 2 big dogs. Jay Kish.
Kitch.
Yeah,
dude, absolutely.
that's my
we
buddy.
talk a lot.
Yeah, that's my homie, man. And
He's so cool.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. He sent me the video that you posted on the Facebook Watch about talking about the
about
podcast
starting up.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, you should reach out to him," and I was see if you can help him. I was like, "Yeah," and that's when when I messaged you. Yeah, that's where it worked out. So
Yeah, definitely, man.
yeah. So
I
Jay,
love Jay, man.
Yeah,
he's a really cool guy. They both are, man.
Yeah.
I only get to see Adam whenever they come out together, and it's not all the time, but
Adam works a lot, man. Jay,
that's what he said.
I think Jay works from home most of the time. But he's the one, because I'm the one. He asked me about, because when he was growing his beard out, he asked me what oil to get, and that's when I got that. I was like, you should check these guys out,
dude.
and because you guys are out of Collinsville,
Troy.
Well,
yeah. We did have a a facility in Collinsville. It wasn't really a storefront. It was more of a production facility and an event space. But after a while, it was like, this is too much.
Yeah.
It's way too much.
Yeah.
So now we're in Troy again.
Okay. So he got on, got the oil, and then I think he's been one of your loyal customers for a while now.
Yeah, he has been. I think he's part of our society, which is like a monthly subscription service. And I think he's been a part of that for a while now.
That's awesome. Yeah, he's a great guy. He's the one that sent me the video.
I was really sad to see him sell his 7 Series because I wanted it. Bad.
No, I wanted that. He had the truck he's driving now. He had I've been wanting the thing for 10 years. It's just been sitting because he was always driving this BMW, and then right when I was finally at a point where I could afford to get it, because it's a badass truck. It's that the Denali truck.
Oh yeah,
it's the actual truck. It's fucking bad, but it's like a 2007. But the thing is clean.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, and then that's when you got that motorcycle wreck. I don't know if he ever told you about the wreck that you got.
Oh yeah, we talked extensively about it because Jay is the gentleman that turned me on to my therapist.
Okay.
And the type of therapy that helped me a lot with my PTSD from the military and whatnot. So, yeah. So I know him well.
Yeah, and I didn't realize he got rid of the 7 Series. Actually, I did. But he sent me some pictures where he's decked the truck out now. He's got it on 24s and new seats. I'm like,
damn it.
Yeah, he raced motorcycles. He raced the crotch rockets, man. I'm like, and Jay's a bigger fella. I'm like, when he would tell me about racing motorcycles, because Adam used to play volleyball at the bar I worked at. We had volleyball courts there, and they'd come up and play, and Jay would sit at the bar, and he's like, oh yeah, race motorcycles, for fun. I'm like, he's a big fella.
Yeah, I've seen pictures, man.
And then there he is, sure as shit, just blazing, talking about
knee on the ground. Like,
oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Has he got back to riding?
Going. I don't know, man. I wouldn't think so, but I would never speak for him.
Yeah.
But just a few times that we've talked about like therapy and health and stuff. I think he likes to go out on his boat a lot, and he likes to chill.
That boat is fucking dope. And now he's got and now they got the dogs, man. Those things. Yeah. He's always sending out pics of them. He's got 2. What are they? They're the
Weimaraner.
Yeah. They're brothers, I think.
Like super gray.
Yeah, man.
Really gray dogs with like these ice blue eyes.
They're big. They're big.
Long ears.
Yeah. But yeah, man. Jay's the one that
those pretty dogs.
Yeah, he's got 2 of them they adopted, and takes them up to the boat. They're hanging out on a boat, and he's always getting cool pics.
Oh yeah, them eyes
looking
are amazing.
at the lake.
Yeah. Wow.
So
dog dogs.
What's that?
Dog dogs.
Dog dogs.
Yeah, right. Dude, so I wanted to say congratulations on being here.
Oh, thanks.
And it's pretty awesome being your first for that.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, man. We started flirting with each other probably about 8 months ago, and then going back and forth. And no bullshit, you can ask the COO. He's a couple offices down. He's controller over all the subsidiary companies that are. I mean, he's busy fucking dude.
Sure, yeah.
Busy all the fucking time. And I consistently kept sending a text every week. No shit. I swear to God, you could see on my phone every week for basically 8 months. And, sometimes he'd get back to me, sometimes he wouldn't, but I made sure to stay on him. And he said, well, that's probably the main reason is because you would never shut the fuck up. He's like, I like that.
Yeah, man. For
he's
real.
like, you never let me forget that you were around. And I think one thing that we brought into them that they not necessarily didn't have, but it's just, they have a lot of podcasts that come out of here, but the consistency of them, and he saw that we were putting out, make sure we have a show out each week. Sometimes we'll do 2. Marcus has his cognac corner. That's his side project that he does.
Sex, love, relationships. All things I'm bad at.
He talks about them.
I talked about.
He's getting good at talking about them.
Right,
Yes,
that's awesome.
yes.
And then that thing grew, man. God, I just to think about how many episodes are you in now?
My God, I'm on technically 33 will come out next week. And then we hope that this is like 33. We about the same, but we stretched out. We probably done a total of maybe 150 in total, like actually done.
Right.
But we stretched out so many numbers where we do like a 2-parter here, and we've never missed a week. Like out of the 52 weeks, we have not missed a week given out.
There's some that went longer that we needed to chop up because it was just too long. Like if you're Joe Rogan, you can keep somebody's attention for 3 hours. Yeah,
we cut everything in an hour. So anything like this might be a 2-parter because it's over. We just cut it in half.
Right.
So
Right. I got you.
Part 1, part 2.
Right. Yeah.
And then and eventually we'll get to where you can pop up a 3-hour, but. For me, I like to, it keeps people.
Yeah,
I think it keeps people going back for more. But
not only that, but it's also doing another thing. It's scratching that itch that says somebody watched the entire video.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
We keep the same numbers on both part 1 and part 2, so people do come back for the next part.
Sure. Yeah.
Cut the bitch in half.
But you might as well get that extra little bump if you can.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Everybody's always chasing that extra bump.
Absolutely.
No, but you're one of the first
Just
people.
in time.
You're one of the first people that we really that actually has a brand that we've had on. We've had a lot of comedians. Well, not a lot. We've had a few comedians. We've had just people in different walks of life. But like having a brand, like you were the first one, and then Steve's going to be second.
Right on, man.
Yeah, and then we're just kind of movers and shakers, people that the disruptors, people that are moving the needle.
Yeah.
It's kind of where we're kind of going to, and now we have every technological advantage to ours. Instead of like, hey, come over to my house, let's go in the basement.
Sure,
I'm always baffled at the women that are like,
sure.
That's you are the kind of women I like. Especially the ones that are like, I want to be on a show. Like, we're in the basement of somebody's house that ain't really mine. Like, sure, man. God bless your heart. How can I make this accommodating? What kind of candles, incense do you need? I will make sure that you feel.
And they come downstairs and he's burning incense and he's having. It's just them. Therefore, when I first got the bar, he was at my house way more than I was because I was just at the bar doing my work, and it was funny. Like I'm coming home, 2:00 in the morning, and he's down there like going through podcast stuff. I'm like, what? You living here now, bro?
Pretty much.
Pretty much. Okay, cool. And trying to figure out how to get him as a tax write-off. I can claim him as my child.
Right? Watch out, you have to put braces on him or some shit. Yeah, gotcha.
I'm like, God damn it, what did I do? And that's so Jeremy put out a video on Facebook Watch, which that's what I need to. We'll talk after show. Like we don't have anything on Facebook Watch.
No, we know how it works.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. But you saying you want to start up a podcast and a YouTube channel? Looking at doing something in that arena?
Yeah, man. We've been toying with it for a few months, and we're coming up against that thing that I think everybody does when they're growing as an online presence. I need more than 59 seconds. I need more than, you know what I mean? I need more than that instant gratification. And so we had put up a YouTube channel only to have like a place to host a couple videos that were a little bit too lengthy.
Right.
And then we just left it there.
Right.
And people continue to go and view them and stuff, and that's fine. But now it's like, okay, how do we get content to people that want to listen to us for 30 minutes or for 40 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
And so I put the little, not even a real poll, but I just asked people, and it was blatantly obvious.
Mm-hmm.
It was do video, pull the audio, and do podcasts. That was
Yep.
number one. Number one.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's awesome, man. And there's so much stuff and there's so many guests and people that you could have on that have a following that would be interesting conversations. Like I think that
I hope so, man. I hope to put a spin on it, from a dad that's been married a long time. And I mean, you know what I mean?
We forgot about that. We need to get back to that 95. We going to get back. Go ahead.
We'll come back around.
Oh, I got a story about that day too. A real good one. But yeah, so now we want to give our following somewhere that they can interact more.
Right.
And not only that, but now we're starting to pull back on doing large events out public and doing smaller events so that we can actually get some FaceTime with our customers.
And I think that somebody like you, do you consider, are you a national brand? Would you be considered a national?
Or international.
International brand.
Yeah,
okay.
We sell across.
Oh, perfect.
Don't you cheat him.
Sorry.
International bitch.
For somebody like
I'm sorry. The answer should have been yes.
Yes,
I do consider
international
us a national
brand.
brand.
Okay, so
We're an international brand of mystery.
Sorry. I love it. Yeah. There's so much stuff you can do. And have you guys used what do you call them, the influencers yet?
Sorry about that. That was just waiting for that to come because I knew you were going to ask them about influencers. But at first I dabbled. I was like, ooh, I know that I could do this. I've got this angle or that angle. But then it was like, I don't think I'm going to go to the influencers until I have some influence over somebody myself. Because I need it to be a little bit more legit. I need it to be like, nobody's looking at this because they saw some dude
authentic,
that was like shaking his wet hair. And, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's not us. We're like what I say the other day. Like we're like farmer chic. You know what I mean?
I love it.
I love
it.
What was that? Oh my God! What was that?
Like Sam Hunt. Like cop car.
What was it? There was somebody else that used that chic word that we had on the podcast. I'll think of it in a minute.
See, I only know because my wife uses it. Shabby chic.
Right. I guess. Okay.
But so anyway, I think of us more as just a regular dude that, of course, he's next to a city. You're not an idiot. You're not people don't think of you as a dirtbag. You're just a normal guy, and you like nice shit.
Yeah.
That's it. And your wife doesn't like the shit that you bought at Walgreens. Or like whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
I started playing music.
Hell no.
I got my country bag.
Get this out of here. So you better get that out of here.
I didn't even hear it. What was it?
Sitting on the dirt road, Ludacris.
You're gonna get in trouble.
Hey, you're gonna get us. They're gonna take away.
Don't come for me. Please.
They're gonna take away a revenue stream that we're getting from YouTube. That's not a real thing. There's no revenue coming in from YouTube. It says what's his name? Rogan always says that. Oh, don't do that.
Yeah, he does. He freaks out about that.
They pull us down.
Yeah. You never get to see anything that they're talking about.
Yeah, the one with the where he had the pilot on that'd seen the Tic Tac. Oh, that was
UFOs and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was good, man.
Yeah.
Do you do your personal brand and then also barrel brand? Do you have
no? Okay, so like really, really embarrassing for me, and I don't talk about it much, but I'm actually represented by a modeling agency, and I do photo shoots and stuff like that.
I can see that.
So
you're a good-looking man.
In a plus size division.
Dude, I could get you hooked up, bro.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Right on, man.
Yeah, let me know. I'm ready.
I think you're just pretty enough.
That's all I needed to hear, man.
So so I do have that, but that is just completely personal.
Okay, I got you.
Side thing. The weird thing is one always benefits the other.
Yeah, for sure.
Every single time. So I did.
All goes together.
I did some small things, and then all of a sudden I got launched into doing a thing for Amazon and a couple for Harley Davidson.
Oh, nice.
I'm like, oh my goodness. So now this is like
bougie.
insane, man.
Look at you.
So, people talk about those things, like somebody will see something somewhere and they're like, oh my God, yeah, I knew that was you because of Barrel, blah, blah, blah. And vice versa, So
it's a synergy.
And dude, nobody has to pay each other for it.
Right.
It just happens.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And that's exactly, that's why we have Cognac Corner, which Soulardians feeds into Cognac Corner, then Cognac Corner feeds into Tribe 314. We've got a couple other podcasts that are developing that other people are going to be doing out of the trap.
Sure.
And, it's like, I guess you call it building a network, but we're all just working together. It's building that tribe of people.
Just adding people to the boat to row.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're just all going down the right way.
Who can I
Keep
trust
rowing.
that's got the same influences in the same direction, right?
Mhm.
Like
It
you
don't
have to
have to
trust
be
them.
the same product. Like we don't have the
Right.
same product, but we have the same direction.
yes,
That's
yeah.
what makes it dope. Like yes.
Totally, and everybody can help each other.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. We are like, oh, I got some people. I know barbers that can use a different form of beard stuff because I want to make their
Right,
product
right.
better. And
Yeah,
so
dude.
the cross is like, oh, we all the same. Let's go, guys.
Yeah, man, it's the people that aren't doing shit that you got to look out for.
Yeah, I got the most shit to say. What are you doing today?
Those are the
Nothing.
ones
I know.
you got
Fucking loser.
Those are the ones you got to aim for. Get that wheel just right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All those motherfuckers that got suggestions ain't
And
doing
it's manifestation
Just
as well. Like
another-
you start doing things a certain way, you start doing dope shit. Other people that are doing dope shit,
Mhm.
they just kind of tend to find each other,
shit.
man.
Mhm.
Dude, we could talk about that all day because if I walk in here and it just doesn't feel like good energy, I'm out. I'm
Yeah,
done,
exactly.
dude.
Yeah,
I'm not
I'm
even gonna
saying.
try, bro.
Right, exactly.
I mean, that
Oh,
energy
wrong way.
is.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can tell
Saying that.
when I walk in. Like we've had some people on the podcast when they come in. It's you try, like you're trying to get something out of them, and it's just like,
Right.
when we first
forcing,
started, it's like, well, I guess Marcus and I are going to take this podcast over.
Right. Pull me another one, please.
So
I'll be back in
I
2
think-
hours.
yeah, exactly. With your military background, have you know who Matt Best is?
Yeah. Big fan.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the product. I'm not a big fan of the idea of using my service to propel my monetary gains.
Gotcha. Okay, fair enough.
And I don't say that as like a little Nancy boy.
Right.
I'm just like, okay, I've made it a point to not use my status.
That's
that
interesting.
one status to
It's an interesting
fuel
take.
my income. And so now, what I do to sort of scratch the itch is, well, I guess I just get my head out of my ass.
Right.
Because I think that if a brother or sister in arms is using whatever to gain and make their lives better, then good for them. Whereas before, even just a year ago, I was sort of like,
Get away from me.
don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Because that was just me.
Mhm.
Well, the VA is helping me a little, but the government's not helping me any. You know what I
Mhm,
mean? Like as far as like getting, out of bed each day and, being able to sleep at night and putting together a good, sentence.
Right.
I can do that. I'm good.
Yeah.
But I think that now
You're at peace with it?
I'm okay with it, but I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm totally done judging other people for
Yeah.
it because
Oh,
who the fuck am I to judge anybody?
Right.
So I'm going to do it my way.
Right.
And if it works, cool. If it doesn't, well, then I'll try something else, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, but right now, I mean, I'd be a liar if I didn't say I didn't ask for a damn discount every once in a while. Which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh,
but,
need a new truck? Look, I got a little service. Couple them stacks off that bill.
God.
No, everybody loves my license plate though, because like years ago I was able to get my veteran tag, and it's an Illinois veteran tag, but it says ILL. It's just ill. That shit is ill.
I love it.
It's
hard.
nice. So it's like, it's
Yeah.
Illinois, but it's,
So,
a kid from the 80s, like
Yeah.
on hip hop,
Yeah.
like,
Oh, yeah.
like, yeah.
Beastie
Like-
Boys.
Dude, I remember the trailer park I lived in when I was listening to that on my Walkman, my cassette
great.
Walkman. Yeah, that. Yeah, I can tell you when I was listening to Appetite for Destruction too, though.
Oh,
Guns N'
yeah.
Roses. So
Yeah.
I was a skateboarder, so I was all over everything.
what was the last tape you bought?
the last
The last tape, cassette
the
tape.
last cassette tape, dude? I was a collector, man.
Okay.
My last cassette tape that I went into a store and purchased.
That you got at Sam Goody.
Nah, dude, it was vintage vinyl.
You better respect Vintage Vinyl.
Oh, well, I do. I was thinking. I was thinking.
No,
I was
dude.
thinking going to a mall and
Nah, dude, that's where I used to steal stuff from, was the mall.
Right.
I wasn't stealing from vintage vinyl. I had a heart, man.
I'm not a fucking savage.
Not a fucking animal. I steal from Camelot all day. But
I'm,
you're gonna
I'm like
steal
Robin
vintage.
Hood.
Yeah, you're gonna get a thumping if you try stealing from fucking vintage, man.
Oh, man.
Nah, for real though. Dude, I am a music fan, dude. I mean, when I tell you that I've spent hours digging through cassettes, vinyl, album, like CDs with my fingers, and they feel like
Mhm.
they've all got anthrax. You know, it's just fucking gross. And my poor little wife my girlfriend then would just be right behind me helping me. It was fantastic.
Wow, y'all make me give me a good one.
Right?
Y'all
So,
make me want to go ahead.
so
and
now
fall
though,
for
so
it.
now I plow through music digitally with my daughter, and we really have this
That's
connection
awesome.
with music, you know.
Mhm.
But anyway, dude, I don't even know where we're going with that. We were talking about music.
Yeah, you're a music guy.
You
That's
said-
Yeah, I'm a huge music guy. Yeah. So,
that's it.
yeah,
Any
so
specific-
anyway, the last cassette I bought, I am so sorry, dude.
No, you're free.
The
You're
last cassette I bought was to protect the previous one that I had bought.
He's like a shoe guy. He's like tennis shoes, but it's
Right?
cassette
I got 4
tapes.
Jordan Retro 4 Bulls, like all lined up in my closet. Right? I'm a shoe guy too, dude. So anyway,
I knew his shoes was nice. He got some
Yeah,
nice
for
ass
real,
grown
dude.
man shoes. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I want a pair of those. I love those shoes. That made me so much.
Oh man, you gotta.
Anyway, I'm sorry, real quick. My last one was a local band called Inch Wrist, and it looked like Inch Wrist, but it was in Christ. The gentleman that wrote the most of the music was
Oh,
a
shit.
very spiritual guy, but it was just a play on words.
Yeah.
The album was by no means it was like a push on that, but it was one of the best like hardcore like thrash metal
I got you.
local cassettes. So before I left for my first duty station, I went to Vintage and I bought a second one because I was like, I don't know if I'll ever be able to get this again.
Yeah, you was right.
And hey,
Hey, good call.
if you search the web for a band called Elbow Through Hammer,
Mhm.
you'll see my crazy ass on stage. I actually performed with them
Oh wow,
because it's some of the same guys from each band.
that's awesome.
Yeah, dude. So it was really, really wild.
That's
so,
awesome.
So that was the last cassette. I still can't believe that I actually just remembered that.
I think the last cassette I got was I only bought I think I only bought like one CD in my life and 2 cassette tapes. And the last one I bought was Dr.
Wow.
Feelgood from Motley
Molly
Crue.
Crew, yeah.
It wasn't music, wasn't my thing.
I still have a lot of CDs and cassettes, but just the ones that I knew were like, I'll
Yeah.
never see these anywhere else, you know?
Yeah.
What are you looking for that?
Yeah.
Are you? It's Elbow
Through Hammer.
Through Hammer.
I'm on YouTube. Says right. Which one should I pick?
I'm gonna get some water. But
That one's cool too, man. That was a good one. They're
I
all
want to see
pretty
the
good.
one that you on.
I think I'm on right, but I don't know. There's a lot of them there, dude.
I'm scared.
Oh no, that might be an old one. That's an old one. There you go. Woo,
Why is this? This is
Man.
so fascinating.
this is crazy.
You would
isn't
shoot.
it?
What's your favorite Jordans? What's your favorite? What's your favorite one?
I named them off, dude, because I've got them. They were the gray wool and cream sole colorway. It was the Retro 4.
Yeah, I
The-
like the. I
The
like
top
the
is all light gray wool, and then the bottoms are cream. It wasn't even white, dude. They were cream. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Come on.
I know once you pull them up, you're like, oh my gosh, yes. That's the style.
Oh.
It's just not the colorway. And it's
So like those, but not.
yeah, they're like a gray wool. Yeah, like they aren't normally on the shelf, but years ago I went into this shop. It was a Foot Locker where I knew this dude, and we started bullshitting about that shoe.
These?
Yeah, those, dude.
Oh, look at those. Those
For
are
real,
fucking
right?
hard.
Dude, anytime I wear those, people are like, holy shit.
Yeah, I was saying, what the fuck you doing with those? That's what they say. That's
do,
what
like,
I've been
yeah,
saying.
Get the
What
fuck
are you
off
doing?
the blacktop.
Ooh.
Oh, dude, I've got my old. Get this, my wife found a pair
You
of.
get your water?
My
Aw,
wife
damn.
found a pair of OG Jordans, the old black, white, and red ones,
Uh
in the original box, and they were $5 or $10.
huh.
And she got them for me. They're my fucking size too.
Oh, my God.
that's
Yeah, dude. But those are
Man.
my faves right there. That's my favorite Jordans.
Wow.
We got off on a shoe thing.
no, it's
My
yeah.
favorite silhouette is probably the 12s and the 13s.
Yeah, right on, man.
Those are my
Yeah.
favorite
Still good
ones.
shoes, man.
The 11s are pretty common. Those like that's the patent leather. Those are Space Jam. But like the 12s and 13s is my jam.
Dude, any of the 4 lines, I am
And the
all
5s.
about because it's like it still looks like a traditional basketball shoe,
Yeah.
but it looks like something I could have skated in. Like,
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Cause them 5, that's when it got to the airplanes and shit. That's
Mhm.
when it went off. Yeah. Them fucking 5s,
Yeah.
man. And any God.
and all they were was just a hyped up 4.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
it. Like it was the same fucking shoe, just reversed. That's
For
all
real,
that shit
man.
was. Golly.
That's
Jordan
awesome.
gets all the
Yeah, dude. My
Mm-mm.
my junior college basketball coach came to Bob's a couple weeks ago, and he had on Jordans. I'm like, I mean, younger dude. He was like 26 when he started coaching junior. I was 19 whenever he became the coach.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was really young. He was way too
Yeah.
young, but
Yeah.
he's like, yeah, I still collect Jordans. he's like, I got 32 pairs. I'm like,
Oh my God, dude.
Man,
yeah,
shoe
he
culture
just-
is a different.
he's the dorkiest white dude you ever meet,
Mhm.
ever see in your life.
Yeah.
Short dude,
Sure.
just kind of leans over, like it's funny.
Hey, got his thing, man.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. Yeah, he first thing he did was when he came in, he's like, let's just get this out of the way, man. I'm sorry for the way I acted whenever I was coaching you. 'Cause he's like, looking at it now, I was way too young to be coaching, especially you guys. He's like, there was a guy on the team because it's junior college, a guy that got out of the military that was on the team that was older than him.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And
trying to coach him.
and he was coming from a Wabash Valley, which is a top line
Right.
junior college, perennial number 1 to top 5 in the nation in junior colleges, and he came in and it was just different. I mean, looking at it now, I was like, man, I probably should listen to him a little bit more, but
Right.
I'm coming from small town Southern Illinois, town of 500 people playing junior college basketball in the junior college that's in my hometown. Like I'm coming in thinking I'm big shit. I learned real quick I ain't shit.
Here's a humble pie for you.
Yeah,
Wait.
hey, that's another level, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It took forever to catch up with the speed. I don't know if I really did, but
Right.
you got guys that are taller and bigger than me that are just blowing past me on the court. I'm like, what the fuck did I just do?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, man.
But that's a subject for another time.
Yeah, you were the best from your cornfield, and he was the best from his.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. And I had, Southern Illinois, I mean, as well as I do, every one of us, anytime you go into a new experience, you got this chip on your shoulder. I'm from Southern Illinois.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're from the city. I'll show you, that small town mindset.
Yeah.
And,
Until you panic when you don't know which fucking train to take.
oh, dude.
Yeah. Now you want a fucking local.
Right. My dad is 67 ? Anyway, and never been on a plane.
I don't doubt it, dude.
Never.
I understand why.
Yeah, it's not his thing. He's like, they want to do this Alaskan cruise thing once he retires. I'm like, well, Dad, you're going to have to fly out there.
Right,
that,
but how you gonna get there, sir?
Right.
I don't
He's like, well, I could drive.
You don't think Alaska is?
Well, no. You drive to. I think you drive where the fucking boat
Drive up
is.
to Washington State.
Oh, okay.
And then the ship. I'm like, Dad, you're going to drive your truck all the way there to get on the cruise and then get back
And then drive all the way home.
and then drive all the way home. Yeah. What's your
lost
point?
Your mind.
He's like,
Hey,
what's
he
your
won't
point?
stop except to piss and get gas.
Just a dog
Like
next
the-
to him. No,
mule, like the mule.
Right?
No,
Eastwood
he
movie.
Yeah, Clint
No,
fucking
he-
Eastwood.
yeah, no, he'll stop. Mom will make him stop, like until the point mom bitches at him enough, and he'll be like, "God damn it!" And then he'll pull over and stop, and he'll be like, "You ready yet? We've been here for 5 minutes."
It'll be the driveway.
Exactly.
The fucking
Oh
driveway.
my god, that's a
Yeah,
terrible idea.
That's funny
It's-
shit, man.
dude.
Maybe I should get an
I went to
Uber.
college in South Dakota. He didn't. I was trying to explain the Uber to him,
I can't.
and that was interesting. He's like, "You get in other people's cars that you don't know, and they take you like a taxi." I was like, "Yeah, Dad. Why the fuck would you ever do that?" I was like, "Well, it's way cheaper than a taxi and way cheaper than DUI." I don't know. I just that newfangled phone shit. Dude, he still wants a flip phone. But he's got a smartphone and like he'll turn the volume all the way down on it. He's like, I don't want them hearing what I'm talking about.
Oh, so he turns the volume down? Yeah.
I'm like, Dad.
That's different hardware there, bro.
He's like, I don't want the government hearing what I'm talking. I'm like, Dad, they can hear you. I was like, I blew his mind when I told him, I was like, Dad, they can hear you through the TV. You know that, right? Yeah. And he didn't know what to say. He's like, he just walked away from me.
Motherfucking flat screen on my damn house. You roll back
Yeah.
a big ass box
He's
screen.
got that Zenith coming back in the back door.
I want 100-pound flat, 100-pound big screen in here tomorrow.
That's right. Dude.
Yeah, is that and dude, they still have all their VHS tapes in the
Oh,
living room.
my
But
God.
I got them a flat screen, and I got them a DVD player, and then it took probably 6 months of explaining how to use Netflix. They were using our Netflix password. Now they got it figured out. They watch shit all
Now
the
they
time.
cooking, baby.
Yeah, baby. They still pay for cable. I'm like, what are you doing? You got everything you want right here. Well, what if I want to watch my show at this time? was like, well, you just
on demand. No, I need to be here at 7.
right.
No, I need to be here. They need me to be here.
Do you ever go through their watch list just to see what the hell they're watching?
Nah. I know what it has. It's either American Pickers, Ancient Aliens.
It's all the same show.
Yeah, and then the Pawn Stars.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
They love Discovery Channel.
and then what was the other one that they
Like
always?
history.
Gold Rush.
All on Discovery Channel. I only need one channel.
Right, and then what was the other one they watched?
Count.
No. Dad doesn't like him. Oh, Fast and Loud.
Oh God, they watch
That's who
one
you remind me
channel.
of.
Is that
got-
still on?
Gas Monkey Garage guy.
Yeah.
He got a couple of other like.
He blew up. He has got a fucking restaurant. He's got all sorts of
Dude,
shit.
that dude. I heard him on the Gary V podcast, and I was just thinking he's some grease monkey mechanic guy, but no, that dude's an entrepreneur, dude.
Yeah.
He the way he got it on his network show was he came up with a show, and then he just found out where these other shows are produced at, and just showed up there and like, hey, I got the idea for the show. And I think he had funded a couple of shows, and
Right.
then,
Yeah. Show him what's what.
yeah, and
put your money
then they bought in, and then they bought a few more of his ideas. So yeah, that dude, and then he got on social media really early. That dude,
He did.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's like, I figured out that I don't know if it's the ego in him, but but he figured it out real quick, and he had camera people on him all the time, and then
Well, yeah, I think he helped get that Aaron guy started too,
yeah.
because I know he spun off and did something else.
Yeah, dude,
too.
they're good, man. They're real good. The best story that he told on Gary Vee was like, what's his best flip? He bought I think it was a Porsche, and the guy's like, it doesn't run anymore. Whatever. It just doesn't work. He think he bought it. He said he bought it for $50, and took it home, drained the gas, put fresh gas in it, and turned around and sold it, and started right up and sold it for $150.
God damn.
That's a good day.
Yeah, he said it 2 days.
Yeah, I'd be playing Ice Cube that day. All
Right.
day, all day,
All
Today
day.
was
all
a good
day,
day.
all day, man.
It's countless.
So you said I look like him?
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Wait, you mean like the monkey, like the?
No. What the hell's his name? It's Richard something, isn't it?
Dude, I always want to
What's-
say
what's the name of the show?
Branson, but that's the Virgin guy.
Gas, Fast and Loud.
Or Gas Monkey Garage.
Yeah, Gas Monkey Garage.
Yeah, I just saw his truck running through town the other day.
Really?
Well, at least
Oh,
one of his trailers. Yeah.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, that's my.
What's his name?
Well, there's Aaron, and then there's Richard.
Is it Richard?
Yeah, that's Richard. He's the main dude.
You're the adult. You're the tall adult. You look like Nash and Razor Ramon from
Wow. You may want to explain that to your audience.
Oh man.
Wow, I said Steve Nash and Razor Ramon.
Wow,
Wow,
dude.
and I ain't even
Richard Rawlings.
That's it, Rollins.
Yeah.
That's it, yeah. I always want to say Branson, but that's the Virgin guy.
Yeah, the billionaire.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one that it was on his MTV Cribs where Mariah Carey was there, right? Was it Mariah on the MTV Cribs, and she got out of the pool, and everybody's like, "What the fuck is going on here?"
At his house?
Yeah, it was weird on the it was Mariah, yeah, because then everybody's like, Mariah's lost her mind. She was like they're on. You remember?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, Cribs. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just weird. She was in a dress in a hot tub and just gets out and walks out. And it's like, what the fuck?
Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. Wow, what the Wolf Pack? I used to love wrestling back then. NWO, the Wolf
Oh my
Pack.
God! Hey, so next Monday, Raw is in St. Louis, and they've already guaranteed that Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan are going to be there.
No way.
Yeah, this Monday at Enterprise Center.
Oh, yes.
I know, dude. This,
I think we might have to take the family.
yeah.
Family
You wrestling?
trip.
You wrestling guy?
I fell out of love with wrestling in my later youth, but I go back to the Von Erich guys,
Oh, yeah.
the brothers, and all that stuff. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
obviously Ric Flair. All that, yeah.
Well, the brothers that there's not all of them left anymore, but
right? Yeah.
This is the one more. This is the one. The picture that I would think reminds
That's
you.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
I could totally see that.
I think maybe you need to send Aaron some
Some
beard
oil,
oil.
yeah, I've been told that a couple times.
You know what you need to do?
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. You need to get your ass in your car and drive to Texas. That's what you need to do.
I just looked at the time. I forgot that the studio closes here.
Oh.
Yeah, I forgot all about it until I walked out. And I was like, oh shit.
Golly, man.
Shit.
What time they close? 4:30.
Yeah, somewhere around there. So we could wrap this up today, and we can get it on again, and then maybe we'll do something. We could do a remote from the warehouse or something, man. Sometime if you're
Whatever, it doesn't matter, dude.
Yeah, whenever.
Yeah, I'm always down.
Yeah, for sure, man. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah,
It's been
for sure.
fun.
We wanna
Yeah,
thank
definitely.
Jeremy for coming to.
Jeremy,
this-
give you a shout out for your socials so everybody can follow you.
Yes, they can find you.
Yeah, it's just Barrel Brands. That's BARREO BRANDS, and it's .us. If you're trying to find the website. Yeah.
And it's on all platforms.
It is, yeah. That's well, it is. It's we're only really active on Instagram and Facebook. I can't keep up with Twitter.
Right.
I'm serious. I can't. There's just no way.
You can set up the thing where you post your Instagram post onto Twitter.
Right, where
Yeah.
it sends a link or
Yeah,
something,
yeah,
and
yeah.
we'll probably do that. But I
It's
can't.
and not
be-
that I don't know how many people. I mean, I look at Twitter, but I don't know. I post dumb shit on Twitter. I just
Right.
I just say dumb things.
Might be my feelings and be drinking late at night. I just thought an abstract thought into the Twitterverse.
Oh, just launch it out there, huh?
Yeah,
Throw it
just-
out there.
See, I can't do that because
I'm
I
gonna
got
start. I'm gonna start. There's gonna be a time when I'm gonna start reading his tweets. I'm gonna read his tweets on the thing and be
Don't
like,
do that, man.
no. I'll be like, I'm gonna take a thing from Anthony Jeselnik when he had his show. Defend your tweet.
Right. Oh God, that's gonna be a motherfucker there.
That dude is a master of that too.
Yeah, dude. You know why he lost the show, right?
Oh, I'm sure.
It was a joke he made about the guy that died from the shark attacks.
Oh, Steve Irwin.
No. See, he
Steve
got
was,
Stingray.
Stingray, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right.
Now, remember 6ix9ine told on him in the trial. He had the Stingray. This is the Stingray that killed.
Kill Steve Irwin.
Yeah. No, it was a joke he made. This Swedish, somewhere from over across the pond, died from a shark attack.
Yeah.
And he sung this whole song about shark attacks or whatever. And it's like he showed the scoreboard, and it's how many sharks that we've killed, like 500 million to 1.
Oh my god! Man. Hey, right? Hey, don't let us get scared or something,
Yeah.
because we will fuck it all up.
Yeah, but and then
Forever.
they wanted him. They wanted him to.
Facts.
They wanted him to. Make an apology for that joke. And he's like, no, that shit's funny.
Yeah.
This is Comedy Central.
Right, my
Right.
fans liked it.
Yeah. Everybody loved it, but this one person, I guess the government of whatever town it was, got upset, and he's like, I'm not giving an apology for that.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it cost him the show, but that story though has made him millions of dollars because he
Right,
told it
right.
on his stand up, and it's fucking hilarious.
Hey, listen, and now what? He's going to have one every year on Netflix.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
He probably Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, all of them.
all of it, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
So make sure you give him a follow, and whether you need skincare products or beard,
Yeah.
you can just they got all
Tattoos, all that good
tattoos, all
stuff.
that stuff. Yeah,
If you got skin, we got you.
yeah, exactly. Got you, bro. And I'm at Cecil W. Adams on all platforms.
I am in Boston 314 on all platforms.
Look at you switching up one.
Oh,
Oh, I'm so proud of you. He had like 4 different things he'd have to say from 4 different. I was like, no, you put it at 1.
Yeah, you got to clean up.
And then one day he just comes in. We were doing this part of the segment. He's just like, I'm at Marcus Boston 314 on all platforms.
In Boston 314.
In Boston 314 on all platforms. I'm like, what? Wait, what?
Yeah.
What just happened?
Dude, cleaned up.
Yeah, right. And then, you should talk about clean up. You've seen his Instagram from like 7 years ago. Oh boy,
Man, that was a different mouse. That was a different.
he had to
beast out
delete
here.
that whole account. He
Had
had
to
all
burn that
the-
whole thing. Had to
It was
burn
bad.
It was bad.
It was.
It was I was
nasty.
very dirty.
You could have made a movie out of it. I'm sure.
It'd been a nasty
Yeah,
one.
it would have been on Pornhub exclusive.
Yeah. It'd have been on the
Yikes.
amateur.
Someday we
account.
got to get into how much money these amateur people are making on Pornhub right now.
No,
Well,
the
you've
biggest
got a
thing
few
is,
here in Edwardsville, so
fans only. Like the fan only, like is really killing now. Like
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't either. I don't subscribe to no amateur.
Wait, they
person.
pay money to just watch them do?
They do their porn on their own site now. So like they will like direct you from their Twitter
What?
site.
I did not know that.
So
Say
your
hi.
favorite porn star, amateur porn star, has their own fans only site. They would do more consistent new porns on that fan. Only like $10 a month. You subscribe to somebody you enjoy, like might be Ryan Connor,
Man.
Sarah J.
See, how do you know these names?
Could be
I just like
Laura Jensen. Could be D. Williams. Could be Nina
if
Kay,
I
could
ever
be-
search, mine's as simple as tall blonde, tattoos, big tits, whatever. You just like knowing names and shit. Never mind. That's a rabbit hole we don't need to go down. Like I said,
computer's a terrible drug.
oh, I love it.
iPhones will ruin my life.
Once again,
Yeah.
thanks for coming on, Jeremy.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate you.
I'll give a round of applause.
Likewise. Thank
You,
y'all.
you got to turn up. Tell me you hit the. Oh yeah, you hit the record button. I thought first you didn't hit the record button.
You hit the record button. I did this time.
No, you hit the record button.
Okay, I'm glad this one. Uh-oh.
Oh, we're
Jeremy,
good.
Jeremy, I thank you again.
Yeah.
I am Marcus Boston.
And I am Cecil W. Adams.
I'm going to close us out with our closing scripture. If the kingdom of God is in you, then everywhere you go, leave a little bit of heaven behind. For those in the back, if the kingdom of God is in you, then wherever you go, leave a little bit of heaven behind. Love yourself, love each other, and love is all we got.
Peace.
Push the button.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
This podcast was a presentation of lightupmedia.fm.